Blog Talk Radio.
Good afternoon, friends. Here we are. It's our second show in 2022. Oh, my goodness. A brand new year, and we're already rocking and rolling. Welcome, one and all. This is another episode of Magic Universe with Sharonah. And I am your radio host and magical mama, too, Sharonah Rapseik. I'm an artist and a designer of the upcoming Boho Pixie Tarot deck and the author of its guidebook, The Little White Dog. I am also a tarot master teacher, an angel Reiki master, a life coach, and, yes, a teacher of the magical and intuitive arts. And I'm coming to you live today from the Big Apple, New York City. Now let's see what we have going on astrologically. Tonight we have a last quarter moon in Libra. So it's all about focusing on balanced, peaceful relations. And that's a good thing because on the world stage there's a possible conflict that might begin. So what we want to send is energy out to the world collective, that people show balance and peace, and that everything balance, and we want to release all old habits that have been holding us all back and embrace a new age of peace and happiness. Okay, I am so happy that you're joining me here today. This little radio show is all about awakening and embracing your personal inner power and your self-confidence, and all about creating magic and miracles in all areas of your life, simply by using a little bit of help from your angels and guides, and yes, that divine and loving conscious energy of the magic universe that we are all each a part of. So, like I say with every show, are you ready to live your magic? Are you ready to say yes to who you really are? Then you're going to want to join me during this hour. And I'm going to invite you to step into your power and awaken your true magic. This show is brought to you by the Psychic Talk Radio Network. And that's the one and only radio network with spirit and psychic you. So when you get a chance, you want to visit psychictalk.net to learn more about our past and upcoming radio shows, our hosts, as well as our online courses that we offer at Psychic U. And while you're there, you're going to check out all the wonderful courses and everything that's offered. And you want to check out my Certified Angel Reiki Practitioner course. Now, that's the only online course where you will get certified both as a Yasoi Reiki Master and an Angel Reiki Master. And I also want to let you know that this show is also brought to you by the Tarot School. So when you get a chance, you want to go and check out tarotschool.com. And they have lots of great and helpful, wonderful stuff on their website. And they do offer Monday night evenings on Zoom in the tarot on Zoom. So for that one, go to tarotschool.com. You can also register for their newsletter, Tarot School Tarot Tips, and when you check out the newsletter, you can even check out my monthly column, Meet the Reader. And this month's interview is with my fellow Tarot Guild member, Mr. Gary Karp. And also want to let you know a little bit about the show. Magic Universe with Sharonah is a live call-in radio show where we talk about such topics as angels, crystals, energy healing, tarot and oracle cards, astrology, synchronicity, you name it, the law of attraction, how to raise your energy, which is really important because that's so you have good, high vibrations. And that is so that you can create and attract more love and magic into your life. Now, Magic Universe with Sharonah is on the air live, always on the second and fourth Sunday of each and every month. And you can listen to our show on the World Wide Web at psychictalk.net on your internet browser. But I'm going to tell you about something really cool. You're going to want to look into and join the Tarot Guild because there's a special Facebook group where you can go in, you can ask questions, and you can go into our chat group. And then you'll also learn about all the cool stuff that we do over at the Tarot Guild. Now, another way that you can get into the show is you can call in if you don't want to just do the chat room. So if you want to call in, the number is always 714-816-4628, and that's to listen. But remember, if you want to call in, be live on the air, maybe get a mini tarot reading, or just hang out and, contribute to our conversations, don't forget to push the number 1 on your keypad. And that's so I can see that your hand is raised and that you do want to talk to us. And like I said before, if you are one of the Tarot Guild members, you can also join us in the chat room, and that's the chat room on the private group Facebook page. So please look into that. You'll be glad that you did. Okay, so I am really excited about the show today. We are going to be hanging out with an absolute magical woman, Pamela Chen. So let's just tell you a little something about Pamela Chen. She is a spiritual life coach. She's a Reiki master, and she's a healer and a teacher. And she's the creator of the Witchling Academy Tarot and one of my favorite tarot decks, the Crystal Unicorn Tarot. Now, here's something else that you want to know about Pamela. She co-founded the High Vibe Witchery, which is a 30-day program for activating inner magic and the Magic Practitioner Certification Program. And today, besides all that good stuff, we are going to be talking about her book. Her book is called Enchanted Crystal Magic, Spells, Grids, and Potions to Manifest Your Dreams. And I want you to know I have this little book right here by me, and it's incredible, and it's going to be coming to you from the wonderful folks at Llewellyn. Okay, everyone, are you ready? Let's welcome in Pamela Chen. Hey,
Hi,
Pamela.
everyone. Hi,
How
Sharonah.
you doing?
How are you? Good. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, it's going to be a lot of fun because, hey, I mean, we're into a lot of the same stuff. My goodness. Right. You're like a sister from another mother. You and I are into the same good stuff. Now, when I do the show, I always lead off with everyone who comes on with one question, and that is, how do you bring love and magic into your life?
So I love working with daily rituals or spells that really amplifies the magic and the energy, and being really intentional about what I am focused on every single minute of the day. I really believe that magic is just a technique or skill that is as important as brushing your teeth or taking a shower, and it should be implemented into your life.
So true. So true. That is, they should teach that to everyone in school. That
Definitely.
we are so powerful and we don't know it. And I love, the whole thing about, being present. I mean, just being present in the miracle that we are. And then, incorporating spells and rituals and meditation. It just makes your life so magic.
Yes, and I think that's part of the reason why there's like a whole movement online, which I am part of, to bring magic and manifestation into the mainstream, teaching. That's why there are so much entrepreneurs out there right now, teaching people how to create magic, how to manifest, how to live a better life, because we weren't taught that in school.
Definitely. Yeah, it's funny. I think a lot of people, when you say the word magic, they associate it with something that's only in fairy tales. But, fairy tales are stories that are created, and yet we are creating the story of our life every day. How do you define magic?
So I define magic as an energy that we can pull into the physical world to help us attract the things that we desire, to co-create, like you said, the life that we desire.
Awesome. Yeah. And what I love is, you use a lot of tools that I love. I know that you work a lot with crystals. Can you tell us a little something about crystals and what they are and how we can use them?
Yes, so crystals are from the earth, so it has these natural energies and geometric structures that actually aligns with our personal DNA, ourselves, our energy of our body. And that's why different crystals can help with different things, because they're programmed differently. So if you want wealth, you can choose citrine. If you want health or well-being, you can choose a green crystal. If you want love, but definitely a pink crystal. So these crystals are already automatically programmed with like these energies that can help us connect to the frequency or the vibrational energy of what we want to call into our lives. So it's just something really natural. It is important to be intentional, again, about why you're working with the crystal, but sometimes just having crystals around you, even if you don't know what it does or what to do with it, it can automatically help you with, manifesting the things that you desire.
And crystals are so beautiful, too.
Yeah, they are.
Just looking at them, they are like such a thing of beauty that, they kind of remind you that there is such beauty in the body of the earth, and we are part of that. We are beautiful, too, like a crystal. And crystals are unique, and we're unique. Mm-hmm. You have to see me. I got a bunch of crystals all around me as I'm sitting here doing this show. Yep. Mm-hmm. And, even you could go even further. Like, I'm sitting here, I'm looking at my MacBook Pro, and it's got crystals in it. It's amazing how, people think of crystals as being something that's kind of, how shall we say? It's kind of, spiritual, but crystals have always had a very practical use too, and here they're in radios, they're in our cell phones, and they're in our computers. I mean, they're there, and people know how to use them, and everyone should know how to use them. I'm looking at your book as we're talking, and I see that color is a really important thing, too, when you work with crystals. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, so for beginner crystal practitioners, if they don't really, there's millions of crystals out there and there's a million ways of how to use them. So instead of trying to figure out exactly what each crystal does, they can just really look at the colors. And if they're familiar with color magic or the chakras, then it'll be really easy to connect them to the same magic and energy as the crystals. So basically, red is very fiery, really passionate, full of confidence. So if it's a red crystal, that's what it would represent. Yellow is joy, happiness, full of energy. So if you need like a crystal for motivation, that's what you can look for. Or like I said before, a blue crystal is very calming. It's great for health. And green is also great for health or money, wealth, and abundance. So you can kind of look at the colors of a crystal, not really having to discover what the exact crystal is if you're out shopping for it, and just choose what you need based on the color.
That's amazing. I guess we're programmed that if we're drawn to a certain color, that might be the energy that we need. I love your book. I mean, everyone is going to want to get your book, Enchanted Crystal Magic, because it's all lined up here. Pamela, she goes into the colors. So, like, for example, red is the root chakra, and then which stones and crystals apply. So, naturally, ruby and garnet and red jasper. I mean, your book makes this so accessible to everyone, on how to do this. That's what I love about it. It's just a wonderful little magical little recipe book that within its pages, everything is lined up so clearly. And, you've done such a great job putting this together. And,
thank you. Basically, it was all questions. Yeah, basically I drew questions from our crystal clients, and these were all the questions that they've asked me. Like, they didn't understand all the time. And I just thought, I remember what it was like in the beginning of my magical journey, right? My spiritual journey, where I didn't know anything, and where the books I got, even though they were for beginners, it was very hard to understand, and it was very hard to actually do the spells or the rituals because there were just so many things I needed to get. And I think at that time I was probably like 16, 17, and one, I didn't have the means to go out and get them, and two, I didn't have the money for it. So I like to keep things really simple.
Well, what I like about your book is it's simple, but it's also it's a book that's for all level of people who want to get into magic, and they want to know how to put this all together, because you really put everything all together, all of the tools that we can utilize. I mean, I love your chapter about how to choose crystals. Can you just tell us a little bit about that? Because I thought it was really powerful what you were saying about choosing your crystals and how fun and easy that is.
It is really fun and easy, and I feel like most of the time the crystals choose us. So if you are out there searching for a crystal, as long as your intention, your crystal will come to you. And what I mean by that is if you are online and a crystal keeps catching your eye, that's probably the crystal that is meant for you. I call it like winking. So a crystal is winking at you, and you just keep looking at it. Or even if you're at a metaphysical shop or some kind of carnival or wherever, and there's crystals, and you keep going back to that one crystal and you don't know why, that's because you're being called to work with this crystal. There's something that the crystal can help support you with in your life, whether you are aware of it or not.
Yeah, they're alive, and it's almost like when you go into a pet store and you pick out a puppy, if you know the one that calls to you. And crystals are alive. They're definitely, people think of them, oh, it's a rock. No, it's alive. It's got a spirit. It's got a vibration. I love the chapter that you have about the shapes of crystals, and how,
yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so it depends on what crystal. So you can go a little bit deeper for those of you who want to continue on your crystal magic journey. It's not, you don't need to follow the shapes all the time, but I felt like it really helps, especially if you're doing like a spell or ritual or something. So I love working with the towers, the points, the ones that have a flat on the bottom and a point at the top. And usually I use that for my spells or grids because it takes the energy that you're working with, whether in the grid or in the spell, and it sends it into the universe. That is it's literal, right? It's a point sending up into the universe. It's designed to do that. And the clusters of crystals, it really promotes like community and communication. So big clusters of crystals with like a lot of points on them, I love to put it somewhere where there is a lot of people gathering. So if it's at a workplace where maybe it's where everybody sits and eats, or in the living room or the kitchen or something, just to promote that sense of togetherness and clear communications with everyone. I love working with raw crystals because to me they're beautiful, which means they aren't polished and they're just like raw in form and rough. Sometimes they call it a rough crystal. So those, to me, I personally love to work with them. And I think they bring in like a wilder, more potent energy. That's just how I feel. So all of this is actually guidelines that I give you, and I teach you how you can explore your unique connection with the crystals, because what I tell you might or might not work for you because all of us are different, right? We have different energy. So if a pink crystal you don't feel it in your heart, it's not love to you, then try something else. Crystals are there for you to connect with and to experiment with. There isn't really like one rule for crystals.
So true, and that's a good thing to know. And I know people, when we talk about crystals, they go, do you have to charge them? Do you have to cleanse them? Can you tell us a little something about that?
Yeah, I like to charge my crystals underneath the full moon. So whenever there's a full moon, I just take all the crystals that I want charged, because I have so much crystals, right? So the crystals I feel like that need some charge or cleansing, I'll take them out into my balcony and I'll just lay it out under the full moon for the night and bring it back in the morning. I know that a lot of people live in apartments or they can't go take it outside because someone might take them. So you could just like put it on your windowsill where the moonlight will shine in. And that is a really easy way to cleanse them. I don't use water to cleanse them because a lot of crystals like selenite do crumble in water. So that is not my preferred method. I feel like the full moon does it really nicely and very powerful. There is one tip that I gave inside my book, I believe, is if you're still working with a crystal, if you have an intention for the crystal and the crystal is helping you through something, then don't charge it, don't cleanse it, because then you're going to clear away whatever the intention is. So wait until after you're done working with the crystal, and then you can recharge it under the full moon.
I never thought of that. That's a really good thing to think about. Yeah.
Or you can always reprogram it, but I just like to keep the energy, the energy builds as you're working with the crystal or whatever magical tool, so you don't want to clear it out when it's not time yet, right?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Definitely. The thing that I love, too, about your book is that you have, like, different chapters. Like, Chapter 5 is all about, how to do this for, love and relationships. Yeah, and it's really cool because you have, like, a spell in there. And for people who don't know, what exactly is a spell? When we use that word a lot. So can you kind of define what a spell is?
Yeah, for me, a spell is a practice, a habit that you do, an action that you take that allows you to bring really, deep focus on your intention and to bring your thoughts or your beliefs or whatever it is that you're trying to manifest into the physical world. So I think working with these physical tools, these magical tools like candles or crystals or tarot cards or whatever it is that you're using in your spell really connects you from the energy to bringing it into your 3D physical dimension.
I love that. I'm looking over the crystal love spell that you have for love and relationships, and I know that, in about a month, we're going to have Valentine's Day. It's going to be popping up.
Right.
So you have in there the magical tools. You can have a candle. You can have your love crystal, and then you have how to use a ball of pink yarn. Oh, this is just, I love your book.
Thank you.
Everyone should have this. And you have in there meditations and affirmations. For those who might be listening, can you explain what a meditation is and what an affirmation is and how you work with that?
Yeah, affirmation, or you can call it a mantra, are words that you speak, are power words that you speak to speak your dreams, intentions into reality. So I know that I have affirmations in there, and I believe I channeled the crystal, and they told you a little bit about what their energies are, what they're here to help you with, and the affirmation kinds of supports the energy of the crystal as you're working with it. So we speak our reality, right? Words are so powerful. There's energy, there's vibration in the words that we are speaking into life. So we have to really be careful about the things that we say. So having affirmations is beautiful because we are reprogramming our energy. We are reprogramming our mind, and we are sending it out into the universe, whatever that it is that we're affirming that we want in our life. So affirmations can really help you get you closer and collapse time to your goal. Meditations, so I believe I have visualizations in there, and activations. So visualizations and activations for me is a little bit different than meditations. So meditations is something that you lie down and you just allow yourself to feel the energies of and being guided in a meditation or clear your mind or whatever kind of meditation that you do, so that you are rebalancing the energy of your body, probably healing or finding your center or something like that. For visualizations and activations is a little bit different, and when I do my activations, I actually speak a little bit faster because I am activating certain codes or energies inside of your body that is abundance, usually abundance codes because I work with money and wealth. So we are activating those codes so that you can suddenly realize or see the opportunities that's already in front of you. And visualizations are when you visualize, when you imagine, when you dream of the future that you desire, of the life that you want, of anything that you want, actually. If you can imagine it, that's visualizing. And when you imagine it constantly, then you kind of brainwash yourself because your mind, your brain doesn't know the difference from a memory to something that you imagine. So if you can convince yourself enough times that you are whatever it is that you desire, you manifested the home of your dreams, you manifested your soulmate or whatever it is, then your brain will be convinced that this is my reality, and then it will go out and start searching for clues, searching for possibilities and opportunities of that intention, of that visualization, because it's like, hey, why isn't it here yet?
Yeah, you explained that so beautifully, and It's so funny. I got this image in my head. We were talking earlier about programming your crystals, that
Yeah.
you speak to them and you clear them. We're crystals too.
Right.
We're like we also are crystals. But yeah, you explained that so clearly. Thank you so much. And the other thing that before we get into where people can follow you is you have a chapter in your book on crystal grids. So for people who don't know what crystal grids are, could you just enlighten us a little bit about what those are?
So you can work with crystals individually, or maybe 2, 3 crystals, put them in your bra. That's what I do if you have a bra, or your pocket, or your purse, whatever it is. And crystal grids is just creating a more powerful way of working with the crystals. Imagine how much energy one crystal has. But what if you take a bunch of crystals and you create like a pattern or a mandala, or, some kind of shape that represents your intention, right? And they all work together and being this like really potent tool to fast track your success. So that's what really a grid is, putting them in like a shape that is related to your intention, to whatever it is that you are manifesting, and using all the power of all the crystals in your grid and like beaming it out into the universe and attracting your wishes and goals.
Awesome. And there's another chapter that you have that's really wonderful. It's on crystal potions. Can you tell us a little bit about that? And I love that there's 2 ways you create your potions. One is the direct method and one is the indirect method. I mean, that's really helpful. But maybe you could enlighten everyone exactly on what that is.
Yeah, so crystal potions are like crystal elixirs or crystal water. A lot of you have seen those crystal water bottles out there. So it's the same thing. And those water bottles are actually great. I have a few myself. So in the book, it just teaches you how you can create specific energetic water for you to bathe in, to cleanse in, to spray, to drink. And there are safety precautions with the drinking part, because you want to make sure that you are protected from whatever, is on your crystal. So I give you 2 different ways. I do the indirect method when I'm drinking, because it's just safer that way. You don't want to have whatever is in the crevices of your crystal go in your water and then you drink it, right? Because we have no idea where that crystal is from. And like I said before, I don't really wash my crystals. So you put it together. You can put a grid around the glass of water underneath the full moon and charge all of that with your intention. It's really beautiful.
So cool. And we, I want to tell people you have in here how to also combine, if you're into fragrance and essential oils, how to do that. Yeah, that's so cool. And you also mentioned a little bit about also combining it with bringing your tarot cards into the crystal magic, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, I mean,
I want to do that with you.
Yeah, tarot has just so much symbolism, and why not use it, right? For your spells or your rituals, why not use everything that you already have to like amplify your intention? Any little bit help from the cosmos, I will take.
Definitely. Yeah, now that I think about it, like the cards have symbols on them, which are a language. So if you don't know what to say, the card is going to say it for you. My goodness. This is so wonderful. Thank you so much for creating this wonderful book. Just want to let everyone know it's Enchanted Crystal Magic, and it spells grids and potions to manifest your desires, by Pamela Chen. and that's from Llewellyn. So, hey, folks, get this book. Get this book. And, I know Pamela has, also created tarot decks. You're going to want to get them too. Yeah, you want to go to the Pamela Chen store, and I know that you do classes and programs. Want you to give out a shout out about those.
Sure, yes. So I do currently have a deck out with Llewellyn, Witchling Academy Tarot, and also my self-published deck, Crystal Unicorn Tarot. And you can actually find all of this on my Instagram link in my bio, Pamela Unicorn. And I love manifesting. I love creating wealth and abundance and teaching powerful women, inspired entrepreneurs how to do this. So one of my signature programs that I actually launched this year is Money Magic Manifest. The next round is coming up in a few months. So if you want information on that and get in on the early bird pricing, feel free just to DM me again on Instagram, Pamela Unicorn. So we just really dive deep into changing your relationship with money and how you can attract and be a money magnet, tapping into the frequency of the money that you desire. I also help spiritual entrepreneurs build a lucrative online business because that's what I love doing, creating bigger impact. And in order to do so, I love helping other magical, powerful women help other people. So that is something that I am very passionate about. And so we have a couple of entrepreneur business programs coming up that you can also DM me about on Pamela Unicorn. There's a few, and so if you just want to message me, then we can kind of see what your goals are, what you desire, and take it from there.
Awesome. Thank you, Pamela. I want to call you. I like Pamela Unicorn. Oh, I think that should be your legal name. I love that.
Yeah,
Pamela Unicorn.
Actually, all Pamela Unicorn. I had someone read the energy of my names because it depends what you're called actually, and she said that they were all really good energy.
Well, you certainly embody that. You have such a beautiful energy, and I'm just so happy that that you joined me today, and my listeners can find out about you and what you do, and it was just so educational and beautiful. Many thanks and many blessings.
Yeah, thank you, Sharonah, for having me on, and thank you for your community, for your listeners, for tuning in. I appreciate it so much.
Well, we have, this is the new enlightened world, and I'm just so happy that there is a way that we can all get together through our work and the things that we do, our radio shows, the radio show that I do, and my work that I do with the Tarot Guild. So Thank you.
Thank you so much
for being another person, a sister in that wonderful community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Love you so much.
Love you guys. Thank you. Lots of hearts.
Thank you. Sending hearts. Okay. So, folks, we are at more than at the bottom of the hour, so I need to let everyone know what's going to be going on the Psychic Talk Radio Network. So I want to let you know that tomorrow we have 2 offerings. So Monday, tomorrow, January 24th at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Hey, check where it's coming on by you in this big world. So I'm just going to do Pacific and Eastern. We have the Wisdom of the Soul show, and that's with the wonderful host, Janice Fuchs. And that's a show that we do. And I also want to let you know there is something really cool. We have Pamela, oh my goodness, I got Pamela on my head. We have Angel Channel and healer Catherine Hahn. She is going to be doing her spiritual guidance radio. She returns tomorrow, so you want to tune into that. And next Saturday, January the 29th, at 11 a.m. Pacific and 2 p.m. Eastern Time, we have the Psychic Spin segment. And that's going to be a great show. I mean, you can call also into Catherine's show, but you can also call in to the upcoming show on Saturday, January the 29th, and that's going to be with the wonderful Mary Brown and Dax Carlisle. So they're going to be doing their Psychic Spin segment with open lines, and that's Tarot Today Radio. And as far as me, I will be back on the air on Sunday. And it's funny, I'm like, I keep it in my head. It's like Sunday, February 13th at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. And my guest will be the wonderful Dax Carlisle. We're going to be doing that show in preparation of Valentine's Day, which is the next day. So we're going to be talking about love and the numerology of love, and the card is the number 6 card, and we're in the number 6 year. So you're going to want to tune into that. So remember, I'm always back on the second Sunday. I'm on the second Sunday and the fourth Sunday of each and every month. Okay, let me see if we have callers calling in. Just checking that out. What I'm going to do is please call in. We have, you can definitely call in, but what I'll do while I'm waiting for people to call in, I'm going to do something that I did that everyone wrote me on my email, and they said they really loved it. And that is, I am going to do a little reading for each of the 12 zodiac signs. So while we're waiting for some calls to come in, I'm going to go into the chat room too. Let's see if we got anyone in there that wants a reading. Okay. I'm going to, remember, you can call in. So let's see what's happening, what's going on for our Aries out there. So what I have is a message about you need to, if you're an Aries out there, the message is you need to attend to details. So, you know, if things, the card that I pulled is kind of a challenging card. It's a number 5 card, and 5s are all about challenge and they're all about change. So I pulled the 5 of Pentacles. But all my fellow Aries, this is not something that should, you know, get you off track. Maybe there are details that you have to attend to. Maybe it's, you know, mainly like focusing on the positive. So for my Aries out there, my message is attend to the details. Okay, for all of my Taurus people out there, the message that I'm getting is take a reality check. And the card that I pulled for you is the Queen of Wands. Now, the Queen of Wands, she is someone who can multitask and do many things. So what the message that I'm getting out there for my Taurus friends is that you're probably doing a lot of stuff. And what I'm getting is that it's important for you to take a reality check. You want to, don't overburden yourself and think you have to do everything all at once. You want to look for balance. And we are in the moon of Libra. and let me just pull a card for my Gemini friends. So for my Geminis, what I have is a message that it's all about releasing the blocks that are holding you back. And it's interesting because that's something that really makes sense also when we are in a Virgo moon. And the tarot card that I pulled from my Gemini friends is Temperance. So this whole thing about balance. You release the blocks, achieve balance, merge your ideas, get into the alchemy of, putting it all together. And let me pull a card for all of my friends that are in the sign of Cancer. And you have an interesting one. The message is forgive. And what I have pulled for you is the Queen of Swords. Now, the Queen of Swords she's all about, she speaks out, she's not afraid to speak out, even, with judgment, to, tell people that, what's going on and set them straight. She doesn't mince her words. But an important thing to do that is once you, you speak your truth, also it's important to forgive. So this whole message about forgiving. And forgiving is also not just for other people, but it's also for yourself. So I'm going to pull a card for my Leo people out there. So the card that I pulled for you, it's so interesting. Here we're talking about, the moon in Libra, which is the scales, and it's about finding balance. And the tarot card that I pulled for you is the 9 of Cups, which is, traditionally known as the Wish card. Now, the 9 card is all about manifestation, and when you see a number 9 card come up in numerology, you can kind of group all these cards into that what you were trying to create is coming into being. But once again, there's this message. You need to create a balance, and you need to watch what you're creating. I love it that we were talking earlier about be present and see what you're creating and find a balance. So that is for our Leo friends. And for my Virgo friends, the message that I have is breathe. Breathe through the tension. And what I see for my Libra friends, there is, what I pulled is the Ace of Pentacles. You are given an opportunity, you're given resources, and you want to manifest. And what you see with the Ace of Pentacles, you see that you're being given these resources, that they're out there, but you're in a garden, and there's a pathway that leads to the mountains. So you want to, leave the comfort of that garden and not be afraid to move, go out of your comfort zone, and that's when you will truly manifest all of the wonderful things that you want to create. Okay, so we did Libra. I think I skipped over Virgo. So I'm going to backtrack a little bit, and with Virgo, what I have is keep your heart open. And I have such a wonderful card for you, my Virgo friends. I have the Sun card. The Sun is just my favorite card, and it's all definitely about keeping your heart open and shining, and it's a card where there's the sun, and with the sun comes up, you get another day. And what can be more magical than getting another day to wake up and know that there's another opportunity to be you and to experience this magical universe that we are all a part of. Okay, so now we're going to go to our Scorpios. So for my Scorpios, what do I have for you? Okay, so the message that I have is about assessing the situation. And the card that I pulled for you is the Ten of Pentacles. So this is all about, creating your legacy. What legacy do you want to create for yourself, your family? And you want to, as we were saying earlier, the most important thing is you want to be in the moment. You want to see the magic that is coming around you. You want to see the synchronicity of what's happening, and make that connection. Make the connection between what you're saying and what you're thinking is creating, and, look into that. And you can do it, my Scorpio folks. And, okay, Sagittarius. What do I have for my Sagittarius friends out there? Okay, what I have is leave the past behind. And the card that I drew for you today is the Page of Cups. This is just a wonderful card. I mean, it's all about, it's such a playful card. It's about, seeing the surprise and the gifts and the funny things that are happening. I love the expression of the Page of Cups, that this person is joyful and, just wrapped up in the miracle of life. And so when it says, when I'm getting the message, leave the past behind, step into the present. Don't, put the past behind you. There is good stuff happening now, so don't you be looking at that past stuff that's making you unhappy. I mean, there's happiness now that you can embrace here in the present. So next, let's go to our Capricorns. So for my Capricorn friends who are listening in, what I have for you is trust the universe. Okay, trust the universe. And I drew for you a card. It is the Ten of Swords. Now, some people see this card and they go, I don't know if that's a happy card. Well, it's a card that is about endings. So what I see for my Capricorns, there might be something in the past few days or the past year where something has ended. And there is something that, don't let this get you down, because on this card, there is a new dawn breaking. So when stuff ends and the curtain comes down, or you walk through that door, you shut one door, another door opens. And you have to trust in the universe and know that the sun will come up tomorrow. Okay, so let me see what I have for all of my Aquarius friends. Okay, the message that I have for my Aquarius friends out there is embrace the flow of life. Okay, and the card that I drew for you is the Page of Pentacles. And this is a really cool card. So this is a card about receiving, receiving resources, receiving money. So if, my Aquarius friends, that you were kind of feeling that the flow of money and good stuff and all that stuff wasn't coming your way, get ready to embrace it. It's coming. Okay, and last but not least, let's see what we have for our Pisces. I love my Pisces people. Okay. Oh, wow. What I have for you is let your fears dissolve. If there's something that you're afraid of, just let it go, because the card that I have for you is the Fool card. And the Fool card is all about trusting the universe, that you've got this. If there's some fear that's holding you back and preventing you from enjoying the journey of your life, then let those fears dissolve. Move past them. Take a leap. Take a leap into all the goodness that is out there for you. Oh, it's been so wonderful hanging out with all of my wonderful friends, and we are running out of time. So I'm glad I got an opportunity to get everyone by zodiac sign a reading. So, well, my listeners, I want to let you know that I will be back on the second Sunday of February. That's going to be Sunday, February the 13th, and that will be, if you're on the Pacific time, that's 11 a.m. If you're here by me, where I am in Eastern time, that'll be 2 p.m. And I am just going to have just an awesome special guest. I'm going to have Dax Carlisle. And guess what? We're going to be talking about love because the next day is Valentine's Day. And we're also going to be talking about the numerology of that. And we are in the love year. You know, it is a number 6 year. So, everyone, this has been really fun. It was really fun. Didn't you love Pamela Chen, Pamela Unicorn? It was so special hanging out with her today. So, everyone, this is your Magic Mama, Sharonah Rapseik. And I want to thank each one of you, my friends, for joining me here today. Every year I pick a word. So the word for this year is gratitude. I want you to, throughout your day, keep saying thank you. Say thank you when you wake up in the morning. Say thank you because guess what? The universe has got your back. Okay, and you want to, because our words are spells, just say to yourself throughout the day, I am strong. I am confident. I am enough. I am beautiful. I deserve the very best. And I deserve love. Woohoo. And don't forget, everything is energy. The universe, including you and I. I want you to pay attention to it. Remember what Pamela Unicorn said. You want to be present. That's being present is actually a ritual in itself. So be present and notice the energy. Notice the answers and the guidance that's there. We're never alone. You know that. There's always answers and solutions that are coming to us. And when you do that, you're going to be more awake and you're going to be able to attract more positive situations because we live in a magical universe. So, as I always say, keep your energy and your vibrations high, and I invite you to step into your power and awaken your true magic. So, until we meet again on Sunday, February 13th, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, I am wishing you countless blessings and high vibrations. I love you all. Going to send out another I love you to Pamela Chen for joining me here. So I love you all. Bye-bye.